Hey, what's up, guys? Okay, so this one is called Worst Case Scenario. So I think I'm gonna start with this story to lead us into it. So I was on a anecdote, right? I heard my ex on a phone call. I was writing something, and my ex is on this call. I overhear it, and I'm like, they're talking about a writer adapting a book series. Guess what it was called? You're correct. Worst Case Scenario, right? That book series, it sold like 10 million or something, which is a fuck ton for a book series, right? So I hear them talking, and it's like. I don't mean to talk shit on the writer they had on it, right? But it was like, this guy is in the jungle, and there's snakes and so forth, and lions or whatever, and I'm like, that is not even close to the worst case scenario. I'm listening to this, I'm like, what is this? It was like speakerphone. I'm like, no. And so my ex gets off the phone call, and I say, hey, listen, that is not the worst case scenario for your character. It isn't. I said, and then I pitched her a scene, and I said, a set piece, and I said, this is the worst case scenario. You guys have this guy in Africa, what? And there's snakes? That is expected. I expect to see a snake and a lion in Africa. I just do. Do you? Right? And so I'm like, no. Like here it is. It's basically, it's a point A to put it. Fuck this drama. It's over there. It's like The Hangover, or it's like Get Him to the Greek, or something like that. And picture a guy like Chris Farley, and picture like his squad is like those types of dudes. This guy's clumsy and all this kind of shit. And his squad is like what's his name, like Bradley Cooper, all those kind of guys, and here's a set piece. This guy's on a balcony, right? And he's being dumb, and like leans back and falls off the fucking balcony. He's like 10 stories up, okay, in the middle of LA, right? And what the fuck, they're like, oh shit. And then he falls off, and then splash, not splat, but splash, he splashes into a truck delivering a great white shark to the aquarium. Now he's in the middle of downtown LA, and he has to fight off a great white shark. That was my pitch. And I said, that's the worst case scenario. I want a book for that. That's why I would read the book. I don't need to read a book about going to Africa, or, the fucking jungle, or whatever the fuck. I know there's going to be shit in there that's dangerous. And guess what happened? Then she's like, interesting. Let me make a call. Boom. She calls the producer and says, blah, 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 blah. What he fucking said. What do you think of that? He's like, interesting. Can he write an outline? They fired the writer. Okay? And they're like, can you write an outline? I'm like, yeah, I'd be glad to. Hey, sorry, whoever writer that was, I have no idea. I wasn't trying to get you fired. But yeah, then they asked me to write an outline, and I did, but then Vince Vaughn came on it, and I was off, So, but worst case scenario, that's my point. You got to think of the worst case scenario for your character, or someone else will. Someone else will. And then look, and then you get fucking fired. So, what's the worst case scenario for your character? A lot of people are very precious. A lot of new writers, I should say. Seasoned writers are like, I don't care. But new writers are like, I'm so precious about my character because they remind me of me, and I want to save myself in the story. for me, I don't care. Take your character from your sweet little story that nothing happens and no one likes it and everybody passes, all that shit. Take your character, put him in my story. I'm gonna beat the shit out of your character because I don't give a fuck. And I don't give a fuck about my characters. I don't care. I don't know you. You know, to my own characters. I don't know you, dude. I just met you. So why am I gonna try to save you? I'm not going to try to save you. I'm gonna try to kill you. And if you live through this, guess what? Now I respect you. Okay? So, you know, like if my character like falls or something, you know, I'm gonna trip him. Boom. I'm gonna trip you, dude. I'm not making this easy for you. If they're like, I'm on the run, if someone's trying to kill me, I need to run, help me out, writer, help me out, I need to get to my car. Boom, I'm gonna blow it up. Fuck your car. Boom, I just blew it up. Well, now I need to fucking take an Uber or a bus or something. Yeah, I put your wallet in the car. It's burnt up, dude. And your phone. Okay? Now what are you gonna do? Write yourself into a corner, man. That's my point. Write yourself into a corner. Keep throwing those roadblocks, you know, talking about like the second act sag, where people hit that. The second act sag, it seems like nothing's happening. Not for me, man. No one's ever accused me of that. Why? Because I keep throwing fucking roadblocks the whole way. I'm trying to kill this motherfucker. Okay? So, what is the worst case scenario for your character? What is the absolute worst thing that can happen? And here's another thing to think about. I hate talking about writing, but I will. Who cares? Think of if someone said, tell me your life. What are you going to do? What's the first thing you're going to do? The first thing you're going to do is compress it down to the only to the shit that we give a fuck about. You're going to take all the neutral days, there's many of them, in your whole life. Are you going to tell me that in your story of your life? Hey, tell me your life story. You're going to be like, well, one day I woke up and nothing happened. It was fine. You're not going to put that shit in there. But writers put that in screenplays. Writers put that day in screenplays all the time. And we read it and we're like, I don't know why I just read that. Nothing happened. So you're going to compress it and it's going to be extreme. It's going to be the highs and the lows and that's it. No neutral shit. Even though true life is, even though true life is mostly neutral, you're going to eradicate all of that shit. Because no one cares about those days, right? So you compress it, there you go. And I've made it as fucked up as possible. You want to get signed, you want your shit to have a chance to get made, all this kind of stuff, then compress it and make it the worst case scenario for your characters. The worst shit possible that can fucking happen, or guess what? Someone else will. Later, guys.